Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Morning Toytoons. Once again, live Saturday morning, lamenting the loss of Saturday morning cartoons and settling for the poor substitute that is me, hanging out here on a live stream with you and just realizing now that I'm live that I have such cruddy glasses right now that desperately need clean. So hope y'all don't mind if I go ahead and go for that. Wow, everybody out there that is experiencing this polar vortex, what is that? What are they calling it? Bomb, cyclone, everything that's happening right now. It is miserable out there. I have not been out of my house in 48 hours or so. Well, out of the house, yeah, but not off the property in 48 hours or so. I refuse to go. It's a really miserable Christmas Eve where I am, and I think in several other places in the United States and Canada. Not sure where it is. I know that we're a global audience here, and I love that so very much. But I know that some people are experiencing better weather than others are right now. Anyway, now that I can see you, not really, the camera, moving right along. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's just go ahead and check out the chats. I'm seeing Steve Nara, where he is 15 degrees, feels like -2 in, wow. Are you in Vancouver? Is that what that is? VB? I don't even know what VB is. But I've got coffee, and I've got more brewing right now. I'm prepared for this live stream. Damn it. Virginia Beach, that's right, because we had that conversation on Facebook yesterday. I've never been to Virginia Beach. I've never been to Virginia. It's one of those states that I haven't yet visited, but I probably should because I think it's beautiful there. Anyway, but yeah, moving along. I prepared, I was a minute late or so because I was actually preparing, while I haven't really been off the property out of the house, I have gotten some photographs of the neighborhood while I was out and about, just to show you what my neighbors have been up to. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you one of those. So yeah, that's fun, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, that was obviously one hell of a party, and I'm really sorry that I missed it. It is St. Louis, so there are a lot of people out here who have firearms. But I really like that guy right in the center because he just has this quality to him. Just the fact that he's actually carrying a sword. Nothing about that man suggests that he's, there we go. Nothing about that man suggests that he is clumsy or random, so to speak. In addition to that, let's go ahead and, yeah, there's one more. I only got a couple photos, but yeah, here's this other man. You never know what kind of prowlers you're going to find in my neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood, but we do have some issues periodically. And I'm just really glad that my neighbors have stepped up to the plate and that they're doing really cool things to keep the vermin away, so to speak. I don't think Missouri has a stand your ground law. Florida does, right, Pierre? Yeah. So that's a fun way to get started. And I'm going to just go ahead and cut back to me because, you know, yeah. All right, so that's a great start to the day. Let's go ahead and see who's joining us today. I'm going to scooch all the way to the top. I'm really surprised that there's anybody there, given the fact that it is Christmas Eve. But we've got Steve Nara in the house, obviously. We've been having a little bit of a conversation in the chats before the show started. Good to see you, Steve, as always. Pierre. Cord generously allowed me to invite myself to come down to Florida and hang out with him to get away from the cold. Figurassic Park is here. Figurassic Park, who Ahmed H. Al Hashem, who I just really brutally called out. Not really brutally, but called out on the stream last week. You may have remembered the photos that I talked about that this guy does. They're really on point. Go ahead and follow Figurassic Park both on YouTube and on Instagram, because you'll be delighted to not only perfect posing, but really outstanding photography as well, which is a great combo which you don't often see. I'm seeing that some people actually have already done so, including Steve Nara. That's cool. Oh, Brandy Woods is here. Hey, Brandy Woods. Yeah. All right. Surprised to see you here this morning. Nah, not really. Desmond Hassing is here. That's very good. Thank you, Desmond. Happy Christmas Eve to you as well. Happy holidays. I was thinking about it this morning when I said Merry Christmas to somebody. Might have been in a post. I don't know. But I did use the words Merry Christmas, and I was like, I don't celebrate Christmas, really. Yeah, I have no Christmas plans now. My Christmas plans that I had have been canceled. My sister has COVID, and I'm not going to drive all the way up north in this cold to visit my aunt. We'll just have to do it another time. No big deal. Oh, Keith Lee's here. Actually, I'm really surprised to see you. You've got kids. I figured you would be busy doing last-minute things, or maybe you're actually just driving around doing last-minute coordinating with Santa. How old are you kids? Are they still Santa age? Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds also want to know why the hell my coffee is so cold already. It's cold in here. I don't usually wear a sweater, but I'm wearing one today. Let's see. John Galgano is here. That's great. I love when Star Wars fans all unite in my live stream. Very, very cool. And let's see. Jen Edwards says hello. Hey, Jen. Always a pleasure interacting with you on Facebook, I have to say. David Lynch, and same thing. How's it going, dude? It's a ritual. It's a ritual. I get it, and it should be. Yeah, definitely welcome to sweater weather. Oh, Hugo. Hey, Hugo. I haven't seen you in a hot minute, right? It's been at least a couple of live streams since I saw a comment from you. Who's Anna? Oh. I love getting spam texts. Why did that become a thing? Why did that become a thing? Let's check the weather report. 15 degrees in Virginia Beach. That sucks, dude. I think we're going to get up to 21 today. Wow. Told the dogs they might actually get a walk today, so that'll be exciting. Let's see. Lord Rifa is here. Just about to go to Christmas dinner here. Wow. Okay, very cool. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Good to see you. And yeah, and Merry Christmas in Finland. Hope you enjoy your dinner. Thanks for at least saying hello. Appreciate that. Oh, TK421 Collectibles, who just dropped, conveniently enough. I was looking for First Order Stormtrooper, Snowtrooper photos specifically, but for some reason I can't find it. It's not in the folder that I have for my screensaver, which is where it should be, but for whatever reason, I couldn't find it there. I mean, it pops up on the screensaver, so it exists. I just don't know what it's saved as. But TK421 just did a review of a First Order Stormtrooper Commander? Squad Leader? Refresh my memory. And on top of that, you also did another one that you just dropped last night, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. Maybe that's the one it was. I have been so frazzled with work. So frazzled with work. Spent 3 days working on one video, and I'm ready for a break. But I probably won't take one. I mean, I didn't take one from this, so obviously my brain is still engaged in pop culture stuff. But thanks for the comment on the photo there, TK421. Much appreciated. Patrick Saint Amour. I really want to learn how to say that with a French accent. I want to learn how to say anything with a French accent. Yeah, like I was just told recently that I've been saying bonjour wrong. There's a at the end, right? Like bonjour, that I haven't been doing, and I just can't do it. I'm terrible at languages. What's hilarious is listening to me try to roll my tongue. I just did a video where I had to say the name of a Hispanic guy, and I tried to pronounce his name properly, and I failed. I think they're still gonna go with it, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, I remember. I think I talked about this on a previous live stream. Having a relative from Florida who came up to visit. It was 50 degrees and he was wearing a coat, and I was like, "What's wrong with Uncle Clyde?" Actually, he wasn't an uncle, he was my cousin, but still. Melissa K. Okay, we got Sweden in the house. That's awesome. Yeah, we got Sweden, Finland. Come on, Norway, represent. Denmark, all of you. I want all of you. I want all of Scandinavian in my live stream today. If you got friends, give them a shout. Make them pop in. That's a goal. That's a goal. Middle of a very loud Swedish Christmas celebrated. Very cool. Oh, man. That's so awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and pack up and move to Sweden. If it's going to be cold here, I might as well just like go someplace where I can expect it. Yeah, dude, that's pretty much where I was. I was just outside, and yeah, not very much fun at all. And I think that's about it. Oh, Santa arrived a bit earlier today? TDK, the Dark Knight DX19. Very, very cool. I almost said something I probably shouldn't, because the person involved might actually be in the chats, and I don't want to spoil anything, so to speak. He's probably not here. He's probably not here. Scott Heinemeyer, sound off if you're here. Never mind. Don't sound off, Scott. I don't care. Nobody cares. Yeah. Wow. Dang. Yeah, that sounds pleasant. I just want to like Hug my vasectomy. That I don't have yet, but... Oh. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have that one as well. I don't have the... Hold on. I don't have the Graflex replica saber, but I did build my own. I bought a Graflex handle and built this. It's not perfect. I swapped this part right here is backwards. It should be flipped 90 degrees. By the time I realized it, I'd already locked it in with the T-tracks, so I can't take it apart again now without ruining the T-tracks, and then it wouldn't be legit. So not gonna mess with that. Okay, first order officer. I have them all. In fact, it's really funny. Somebody from my team was texting me last night and saying, "Do you have this? Do you have?" He was asking about a specific figure, and he's like, "I'm going to make it worth your while. I'll trade you like 4 figures for one." And I was like, "What's on the table?" Because I'm always curious. I mean, the figure that he's talking about, I really love, but he was like some first order troops. I'm like, no. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I bet that gets pretty busy. Huh. Oh, did you? Oh, that's cool. No, never worry about that. Never worry about that. That's totally cool. That's what I call fair. I'm not sure if the law calls that fair use, but I do. That's fine. As long as somebody, the only problem I would have is if somebody actually took one of my photos and used it and tried to pass it off as their own, which has happened. I've gone toe to toe with people in the past who've done that, and they were rightly chastened by the call out, very public call out. Yeah, I've got my eye on you. What's that from? I've got my eye on you. It's a kid. It's a kid in a movie. I can picture him in my head. It's not the Goonies. Anyway. Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so. I haven't been able to get it to light up yet. But, oh well, nobody's perfect. By the way, how's the audio? Again, I've tweaked it again. I think it should be better than it has been in the past. So far, nobody's asking me to turn it up. So hey, AJ Agrusa is here. That's cool. That's cool. Awesome. Anyway, yeah, let's take a break from the coffee. I've become addicted to Oberweis eggnog. This is the completion of a gallon of eggnog consumption this week. Possibly more. It's yeah. Okay, thank you for the audio, Cal. Thank you for the audio, people. That's the audio check. I appreciate that. So anyway, moving along, trying to figure out which topic of conversation I want to touch on first. You may notice, I don't know how often people look behind me to check out what's in the background, but just up here, there's a hole. Not an actual hole, but there's an empty spot in the wall where I took down. There was a print that came from a Charlotte Comic Con that I went to. Was it the Charlotte Comic Con? Heroes Con. That's right. Heroes Aren't Hard to Find is a comic book shop, an amazing comic book shop in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they put on a convention in Charlotte that's just tip top. It's amazing. I bought the full package, and I got a limited edition art print that I've been I've been having it hung up there. Oh my God, who's not articulate today? More coffee, please. I've been pretty much inarticulate. I've been meaning to replace it with something with the artwork of a friend of mine, and I'm finally getting around to it. But because it's not vertical, it's horizontal. I'm gonna have to do some work to the frame, and I didn't get it done in time for today's stream. But what's going up there instead is this. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but this is a lovely illustration by my friend Jean-Paul Mavinga, JP Mavinga, who you guys may have seen on he's been making the rounds of the YouTube channels lately. I've seen him interviewed at least on 2 occasions, and he's actually going to be my first piped-in live stream guest on the show as soon as I can figure out how to do it. We're anxious to catch up with each other. We used to hang out quite a bit when we both worked at Sideshow full-time, and yeah, it'll be really awesome to catch up with him, talk to him about art, talk to him about his future, where he's going to go. He's a really interesting cat. There is a great video that he did on Cash to Gemini. Great video, a great interview he did on Cash to Gemini's website, YouTube channel, in which he discusses the Black Panther premium format figure from Sideshow, which I don't have yet, but which I really, really want. But it's just so expensive. Yeah, but he talks about everything that went into that, because both he, who designed it, and the sculptor were acquainted with. They hung out with Chad Boseman back in the day. So it's really, really a moving interview. So get a chance. You get a chance to check that out. Otherwise, just wait until he's on the stream here, and I'll be talking to him about it then too, I'm sure. Other thing that happened recently is that yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is, man. Yeah, probably, yeah. Thank you. I'll pass that along to him next time we chat. But other thing that happened is, well, lately I've been settling into a routine in the evenings where I get done working at about 5 p.m., do some household chores, prep dinner, and then by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, my butt is planted on the couch and I'm watching a movie or some episodes of a TV show or whatever strikes my fancy. It's been nice to get into a routine. I was told by a friend of mine in his 60s at the time that as you get older, it's important to have a routine. Just to keep things steady and just so you don't slack, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I was watching Knives Out, the new Knives Out movie. What's it called? Glass Onion. It's really, really, really good. Directed by Rian Johnson. And there's a quote by one of the characters, and I don't want to spoil anything, and I don't think reading this quote will spoil anything, but it's actually really cool because, you know, keep in mind who the filmmaker is who made this. But here we go. I'm just going to read this to you. If you want to shake things up, you start with something small. You break a norm, an idea, a convention, some little business model. But you go with things that people are kind of tired of anyway. Everybody gets excited because you're busting up something that everyone wanted broken in the first place. That's the infraction point. That's the place where you have to look within yourself and ask, am I the kind of person who will keep going? Will you break more things? Break bigger things? Are you willing to break the thing that nobody wants you to break? And I feel like Rian Johnson just gave us some insight into what was in his mind as he was writing The Last Jedi. Let that sink in a little bit. I almost threw this rag into my coffee. Wouldn't have been good. Just going to read that again. Are you willing to break the thing that nobody wants you to break? When I saw The Last Jedi, that's exactly what went through my head. I was like, oh my God, Rian Johnson just broke Star Wars. And that's a subjective experience for everybody. But I was just like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see what everybody says about that. Oh, good. Discover got my payment. That's good to know. Hooray for my great credit score. Still intact. Oh, everybody finds fault. That's easy. So yeah, be interested to see what I'm expecting. Not many people to comment about it today. How many people do we have here? I don't expect too many because it's just, let's see. Wow, we've peaked at 24. That's actually not bad for a Christmas Eve morning. I didn't expect more than 10 or 12. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, so enough of that. I'll wait to see some comments roll in before I move along with that. The other thing I want to talk about is Hot Ones. As I've discussed a lot lately in comments and in chats, I am obsessed with that show. Not for the reasons that you might think. I really dig Hot Ones because of its qualities as an interview program. You'll not find any show anywhere that actually does so much homework, does such a deep dive into their special guests on the show. And to the extent that the guests frequently comment on it. The most heard comment, other than, oh my God, this fucking hurts, is, wow, you've really done your homework. Wow, you've really done your research. Wow, you've really done a deep dive here. It's remarkable that this YouTube program for First We Feast is the paragon, is such a paragon of interview programs. I love it. I mean, if you have a favorite celebrity, a favorite actor or whatever, then and just check to see if they've appeared on Hot Ones and then watch that episode. They're usually about 25 minutes in length. They're usually very entertaining because usually by sauce number 8, somebody's breaking a sweat, if not outright crying. Seriously, what's his name? Shia LaBeouf actually shed actual tears. It was kind of impressive, especially since he was being so stoic. Hey, what's up with that guy? I legitimately don't dislike Shia LaBeouf. I legitimately wish I could hang out with him. I think he'd be an interesting cat. And, yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to hang out with Shia LaBeouf. Maybe he'd be an asshole, but hell, I grew up surrounded by assholes. So that could be fun. Where was I? Hot Ones, yeah. It arrived. That's right. It's here. Ooh. Cheat sheet. Flashcards. Here it is. It is on like Donkey Kong, my friends. All 10 sauces from the current season of Hot Ones. You'll notice that the Bomb Beyond Insanity is not there. It's been replaced by this guy here, the Bomb Evolution. The reason for that is that the store that sells the Hot Ones sauces, the Heatonist, great name by the way, is they don't sell sauces with extracts. They don't like to sell sauces with extracts. And the reason that the Bomb Beyond Insanity is so insanely hot, and it is, I've had it, is because it's made with extract. Condensed shit. Yeah. So yes, thank you, Sean Evans. I was trying to think of Sean's name and I couldn't. Sorry, Sean. I know you're watching. But anyway, so that's happening. That's going to be a thing. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it in a live stream next week or if I'm going to wait till after the new year. But I am going to go live at some point in the near future on some afternoon, and it might even be like after a live stream here. I don't know. Like do a morning live stream on a Saturday and then follow up with an afternoon live stream. I don't know. We'll just have to see where that's going to go. But it is going to happen. And I'm trying to work out a system in which I'm also being interviewed at the same time because I really want to keep the spirit of Hot Ones. I don't want it to be all about the live stream to be all about the hot sauce. I want there to be questions. I want to be put to the test. I want to be pushed. I want to be forced to actually focus on something. I don't want you guys just to have to sit there and watch me cry. And I don't think I will. I think I'll be uncomfortable, but I don't think I'll cry. The reason for that is that my go-to hot sauce that I eat like almost every single day is this stuff. The habanero hot sauce from Trader Joe's. It has a Scoville score of 78,000, which is okay. It's way more than jalapeno, obviously, because it's made with habaneros, and everybody knows that habaneros are just damned hot. But I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun with it. I hope that some people tune in just to watch me suffer, or watch me triumph. I don't know. I may not be able to complete it. I've never had anything more than. Yeah, that's not true. Back in the day, I did have a ghost pepper chili at a local restaurant called the Shaved Duck, which was only 2 blocks from my house at the time. Very convenient because they have great barbecue. Not sure if they're still good or not. They were on diners, drive-ins, and dives once, so they were something at the time. So anyway, that's gonna happen. Count on it. If not next week, then the week after. And I do have to figure out how I'm gonna have. What do you guys think? I mean, maybe I should figure out some way to like pipe in a second guest, or maybe I should just have somebody like read me questions in the chats. If I really want to take the cheap and easy way out, we'll see. But I'm falling behind on comments. I want to make sure that I address everybody's questions and or concerns here. Dude, yeah, it really was. When did it drop? Because I hadn't looked at Netflix in a long, long time. And I also was not aware that it was going to be streaming on Netflix. I thought it was actually going to be a theatrical release. I'm surprised that it was not. It's really, really good. A lot of fun. At least as much fun as the original Knives Out. And yeah, great stuff. yeah, highly recommended. If you guys have a couple of hours to kill, yeah, all-star cast, beautiful, beautiful shit, beautiful film. Oh yeah, dude, have you not seen it? Yeah, it's great. It's great. We picked that for a movie night here. I do a bi-weekly movie night with some friends, and it's usually here, but for this one we went out to a theater and actually watched that, and it's everything everybody says. I'm dying to watch it again too, so I'm right there with you. Yeah, damn it. I think that there's a bill in Congress for it right now, so we'll have to see how that goes. I feel like my uh-oh. My microphone stand is getting loose on the desk. That's never any good. I'm going to turn up the volume here. Check test 1. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's worth owning as well, but I'll get to that. Let's see. Wear gloves. That thing is shiny as hell, and it's the kind of shiny that, like, I feel like it's going to be very easy to leave permanent marks on it. They're going to be very, very difficult to clean off. So yeah, I totally recommend gloves on something that black and shiny. Yeah, yeah, same. I think we're always going to be the outliers, and I'm okay with that. I have theories behind the reason why that is, but I'll keep them to myself. Yeah, I know that, and I also know that John Galgano also shouted out somewhere in the chats that he's on board with it as well, and yeah, I totally embrace it. Yeah. Are you saying I need to pick up new prints, or you need to pick up new prints? I just totally remember that episode of Animaniacs, where Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are trying to solve a mystery, and Yakko sends Dot off to try to. He's like, Wacko, dude, go do this, and Dot, you go find Prince. And a couple minutes go by, and then you hear Dot say, "I found Prince," and the camera cuts to her, and she's legitimately holding Prince, like the artist, the artist Prince in her arms. It's I miss Saturday morning cartoons, but I really also miss the Animaniacs. What a great show. Buzz Lightyear. It's one of my favorite puns. I love that. Thank you. Holiday greetings from good old Germany. God, I got to get to Germany. I've actually been looking at photos of Germany lately, out in the country, mostly like castles and shit. But I met, fun story, the only time I ever went on spring break was in Panama City Beach, Florida in 1994. And while hanging out on the beach by myself, this dude walked up to me and started talking to me. It turns out he was from Hamburg, excuse me. And he and his friend, his name was Lutz, and his friend Christian they had just graduated from uni, and they'd come over to the States and bought a big old van, and were touring the United States, and they just happened to be in Panama City Beach at the same time, and we hung out, went to a few parties together, and then months later, I got a phone call from somebody at my fraternity house. He's like, "Hey, did you tell the Germans to come, those German guys from Panama City to come by the fraternity house?" I was like, "I don't know, I might have. I was drunk most of the time." And they was like, "Well, can you come get them, because they're here and they're really annoying." So my German friends and I spent about I don't know, 2 or 3 days. They crashed at my place, and we spent 2 or 3 days bombing around St. Louis. And then I never saw them again. Never saw them again. Never heard from them again. It was just such a great experience. I love Germans. Used to speak it, but not so. I don't know. I wouldn't even try right now. Oh yeah, is that like a Hellboy the? Is that like a gimmick thing related to Hellboy the character? Because that would be fun. Tommy K is in the house. Hello, Tommy K. Oh, thanks, TK421. Yeah, first super chat. I'm compelled to tell everybody that the super chats go to fund this music that you're hearing, because it's not cheap. And who knows, if they keep adding up, then I might actually be able to use them for other fun things as well. So we'll see about that. That's true. That's accurate, man. Yeah, that needs to happen. I would totally tune in for that episode. No big surprise. I tune in from pretty much every episode. Good to see Paul back live the other day. Is there anybody here who's not a part of the Bitter Brigade? Sound off if you're not a part of the Bitter Brigade. But it was good to have Tom. It was good to have Paul back on his live stream the other day. It looked like he was having a good time. I know I did, but yeah, first time watching one of his live streams without getting drunk right along with him. That was weird. But apart from that, yeah, there we go. Yeah, John Galgano signing off. Yeah, I think that's exactly fair. I think it's exactly fair. I think it could have been even better with maybe some different core material to work with. But he really, I don't know, I just felt like he really did a great job, and he really made an effort to really push. Let's not do the same thing, guys. Come on. And we're seeing that reflected now. Mandalorian is a step in that direction. Mandalorian was a step in that direction. So was, to a different extent, Book of Boba Fett. But definitely Andor. Definitely Andor. And I would really love to go back. I know there were rewrites both with Rogue One and with Rise of Skywalker. Not Rise of Skywalker. The Last Jedi. And I would really love to see an Edwards cut of Rogue One, and I would love to see the original cut of Last Jedi, because I'm a big proponent of suits just being suits and staying out of the art. I get that that's very, very hard to do, but I've been a part of a process in which the art is hindered by somebody with a suit who thinks that he knows better, and it never ends well. Yeah, exactly. I was watching, oh Christ, what's his name? Who played Hellboy? Who played from Stranger Things? Who also played in? God damn it! Why am I so bad with names, everyone? I don't know. But he actually brought up, yeah, it's like, who would win in a fight, Captain America or the Falcon? You know, that's their usual questions that they get. Instead, with Sean Evans, he does those deep dive questions that everybody loves to hear. Okay, so that was yesterday. Everybody watch Glass Onion. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. I feel like, again, going back to that quote that I did earlier with from Rian. Well, so it wasn't from Rian Johnson. It was one of the characters in Knives Out. But I feel like the way that he phrases it, everybody gets excited because you're busting up something that everyone wanted broken up in the first place. I mean, was he talking? Is that possibly a reference to the way that he kind of broke up the noir mystery genre? Because that's kind of his stock in trade. That's kind of what he's done. But then he moves on and busts up Star Wars like that. Yeah, that's bold. It was bold. I don't care what you think of Episode 8. You have to acknowledge that. It was freaking bold. Yeah, I absolutely think that they will become more... Of the 3 sequel trilogies, first of all, yes, Episode 8 is my favorite. But I feel like over time, and time is like the great equalizer, levels the playing field, so to speak. But I really feel like Episode 8, over time, will become the most appreciated sequel in the Star Wars trilogy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like doing the Baron Zemo thing. Oh God, why do I do this? All right. Jen Edwards with okay, here we go. 4 Hellboy themed hot sauce. 4 of them. Wow. Okay. I don't know how everybody else feels about the 2019 Hellboy, but I loved it. I mean, massive fan, obviously, of the Del Toro Hellboy films. But man, I mean, you guys know that I believe there's room for everything, for every interpretation. That's why I'm embracing, despite my disappointment in the end of the Snyderverse, so to speak, I'm totally embracing what they're going to be doing going forward. It's going to be great. Every so often I allow myself to dip my toe into the murky waters of the people who are commenting. It's a dirty world, but I think that I see the points, and I get that they're sad, but you've got to give these people a chance, man. If there's one thing that we found out over the years, is that the people who wind up bitching about it are the ones who wind up on the wrong side of history. They wind up being proven wrong more often than not. So keep that in mind before you lose your shit over a change in leadership and a change in direction like that, because I think you're going to be impressed. I think you're going to be impressed, assuming assuming that James Gunn and his team are not hamstrung by the suits at Warner Brothers. So I would encourage anybody who is in a position of authority at Warner Brothers to step back and just let him do what he's going to do. Maybe rein in the jokes a little bit. No, whatever. I don't know. It's now good. Yeah. Got your passport? You're in Canada, right, Chris? Hello, Scotland. Yeah, I've talked about that too. The kids. This arm is going to fall by the end of the stream, I guarantee it. I feel like the kids, that was their first exposure to Star Wars, just like with the prequel trilogy, the kids, and I said this back when the prequel trilogy was coming out. The people who were kids in 1999, in 2002, in 2005, when they were watching that, that's their Star Wars now. That's their OT. So, same thing's going to happen, man. Just embrace it and be like, okay. And if you don't want to watch it again, then don't watch it again. OT's still out there. PT's still out there. Clone Wars still out there. You can go back and rewatch them all you want. Shut up. That explains why I like his weirdness so much. We're the same. Me and James Gunn are the same. We should be besties. Come on, James Gunn. Where did you hear that? That's interesting. And the reason that's interesting is because y'all need to go back and watch Rebels now. Because that's exactly what that whole mythology that Dave Filoni started with the wolves and with the Mortis people, the Guardians of, I guess, or of Mortis. Were they Guardians? I don't remember. But I've been meaning to go back and rewatch some of those episodes, and now I have all the more reason to. If that's true, and it makes sense, I'm surprised I didn't think of it, because that was my lament at the end of Rebels, is that they didn't explore that even more. That whole episode where they found the Sith temple, and where Ezra had to unlock it, and where he went into that world between worlds, so to speak. I think that's what they call it, a world between worlds, where he found Ahsoka and was able to rescue. He pulled Ahsoka out of that timeline, out of that moment in time. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Rebels right now, you only have yourself to blame. But he pulls Ahsoka out of, rescues her basically from her death at the hands of Vader, and then brings her back into the world at a different point in time. And now we have, Mandalorian, and now we're gonna have Ahsoka following up on that. But apparently, they're gonna be bringing that back. I hope that that's from a reliable source there, TK. I hope so, because that would be phenomenal. If that's the direction that they're going, then this is really going to be something special. It's not going to be just another Mando spinoff. This is going to seriously explore the mythology of Star Wars in a way that never has been before. That would excite me so much. I have no knowledge of that show. Now, God, I'm trying to think of the name of this show, but I only know I can only think of its code word right now. Skeleton Crew. Yeah. Skeleton Crew, I've got an idea of what's going to happen. Yeah, dude. Yeah, thank you. His family owns anti-guns? Get the frack out of here. That is a riot, man. Oh my God. I'm getting so much trivia here on this episode. Thank God. Wow, that's so freaking cool. I'm really sorry for your friend. But there are people like that who are out there who are just so, I don't know, it's like a pop culture version of a Luddite, I mean, it's like, it absolutely refuses to move forward with what's happening in current day storytelling scenarios. And that's just the way some people are. I mean, I don't understand it. I would like to do a deep dive and explore the psychology behind that, but I just don't have the time. All I can do is just say you're missing out. If that's your thing, then you're missing out. Yeah, the original trilogy? Yeah, I wouldn't mind being able to watch those. By despecialized, do they just return them to their original format? Or do they just make certain changes? Just to make it more palatable? But I would like to go back and rewatch the one that I watched 250 times on a freaking video disc player back in the 80s. That would be something. And that's just the times I watched the whole movie. There were other times that I'd just come home and put on side 2 of that video disc just so I could watch the final battle and the escape. It starts at the, I want to say it starts like at the escape of the Death Star and then finishes with the final battle. But confirmed. World Between Worlds. Yeah, they will die hard, man. They will die hard. It's a shame. It is a shame. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's... I've talked about it a lot. It's like I've had to watch... I've never been a fan of sports, of watching sports, because I always looked at the... like my dad's friends, when he'd have people over to watch a sporting event or something like that, I was always watch them just bitching about the calls that the coach was making, or about you know, oh, you were wide open, that kind of thing. That I just the whole armchair quarterback notion. I've had to watch that invade the world of pop culture, in the world of Star Wars, the world of comic books, the world of Marvel, since the advent of the internet, and since all of a sudden comics and Star Wars and Marvel became cool and socially acceptable, which it wasn't when I was a kid. But it's a shame. But you are going to have those elements in something like that who are just recalcitrant. They're just intractable with their need to be right about something, that their opinion be the only one that that to be validated. And from their limited perspective, which is just their consumption and their visceral reaction to viewing particular media, that's all that they've got. That's all that they've got to go on. And that's why, you know, the people who try to disregard contemporary media criticism, for instance, movie critics, for instance, they're just like, I don't take stock in the opinions of movie critics. Well, you should. They've made it their life's work to understand the art of cinema, and to be able to have an informed conversation about it. And yeah, maybe just listen to them and learn. If they're panning a film, or if they're talking about how good a film is, maybe you should, rather than saying, well, that film sucked, I hated it, maybe you should say, well, why? And then find out. Make an attempt to understand. You know? Wow. I went off the rails there, didn't I? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, I just saw that Mary Elizabeth Winstead was kind of confirmed as the actor playing Hera. But I haven't seen it yet on a site that I would consider to be reliable. It seems like a kind of shady site posted it and everybody else ran with it. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, okay, Steve, you saw that too. Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think she'd be great. Love Mary Elizabeth Winstead so much. I've done that twice now, so I have to do it a third time later in the stream. These are the laws of filmmaking. Nice. I've never seen them, so didn't even know they were a thing until relatively recently. I completely missed the Ewok Adventures, and I don't know why. Probably because I lived in the hind end of Illinois and it didn't reach us, but who knows? Oh, that's a really good question. I think it's great, but I would love to hear other people's thoughts on it. I'm a big fan of when Hot Toys does something like this, kind of on a lark. Like, they were sitting on that Mantis figure for a long time. Okay, what are we going to do with this? And everybody's, there's a big outcry. Oh God, it's like the only figure that they haven't made from in-game yet, I think. And now we've got it coming down the pipes, and it's got an ugly Christmas sweater. Yeah. I'm pretty jazzed about it. In fact, I would love to see a re-release of Drax also with a Christmas sweater. I don't know if that's coming or not, but it would be really cool to look at. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. I appreciate that. I just love the music from this channel. Yeah. That's probably a safer tactic, a better tactic, because, you know, knowledge of cinema exists on a sliding scale, and just like all things, exists on a sliding scale. And a lot of these people are just way over here, Or is it over here? I don't even know which direction the scale goes. That's how clueless I am to the scale. But they excuse me. It's like there's this whole Dunning-Kruger effect going on, right? It's like everybody feels like they're the smartest guy in the room when they're talking about something that they happen to be really passionate about it. Trust me, you can think that you know everything about Star Wars, and then you start hanging out with a different crowd, and you find out how little you actually knew. That happened to me the moment that I walked through the doors of Sideshow Collectibles. I thought I knew everything there was to know about Star Wars, and next thing I know, I'm having conversations with these guys that are just like, yeah, no, you know shit. And they were right. I knew fuck all about Star Wars in 2011. Prompted me to take a deep dive. I was so embarrassed by what I didn't know that I actually made it a point to educate myself. Oh, is it? You know, it's been so long since I read Wheel of Time. Oh, wait. I've never read Wheel of Time. I was thinking something completely different. Yeah, I've never read Wheel of Time, so I was fine with it. I thought it was okay. I feel like it was a test for Rings of Power. I do hope it continues, though, because there's some cool stuff going on there, and there's some cool talent who I think their work still needs to be viewed by people. Hey, Dark Wolf, welcome. Oh, I talked about this on the last stream, but I absolutely adore it. I don't understand people who think that they're seeing Millie Bobby Brown. I can't imagine what it's like to be so wrong about something that's so absolutely obvious. But I did send some photos to, like, I sent a couple of photos to Brandy Woods as they dropped, and I was like, what the hell? This is so... It looks like Natalie Portman walked off the screen. And of course it looks better in some lighting than it does in others. Sometimes I'll light a figure when I'm shooting a figure and I'll be like, it could be better. And then other times I'm just like, wow, I really nailed that. But a lot of it has to do with lighting. And in some of those photos, it looks better than others, but across the board, it's a great figure that Padme is. And I think that, again, people are going to be proven wrong. Once it comes out and people get it in hand, they're going to be like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. Oh my God, heat wave. Wow. I don't know where we're at. Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside?
It's 13 degrees outside.
Got you beat. 13 degrees. Supposed to get to 21, so we'll see. Louise is here. Hey, dude. Good to see you, man. Very exciting. Dude, that's totally it, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think of something I have. I feel like there's something coming down the pipe that I have that's just really, really quirky. But, like, all right. First one that comes to mind, Jedi Luke Deluxe with that swap out outfit from the deleted scene. With the poncho and the goggles and everything. I've not even taken that thing out of the box. I've had it for well over a year and I've never taken it out of the box. But when I do, you can bet I'll be displaying it with that deleted scene. It's just really, really awesome. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah. Name some. What comes to mind? When you think of a figure that has alternate options, one that's deluxe and one that's just normal. Look how popular Luis is. Everybody loves Luis. Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, of course I have. I mean, not in person, but I've seen the photos like everybody else. And again, I was just shocked by how accurate it is. And that it speaks to what I was talking about the past couple weeks with be patient with the Hot Toys release schedule with people because they're getting better at their craft. So by the time you get the Han Solo from Jedi and from Empire, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. They're probably working on improving Wookiees. You know, we're gonna see the release of an Empire Chewbacca, hopefully a deluxe edition with C-3PO in a backpack, rucksack, net sack, whatever. And it'll be amazing by the time we get it because they're taking their time. They're not kowtowing to demands from people, from impatient collectors who want their figures now. People, there's no such thing as an emergency collectible. We're going to be alive for a little while, one hopes. And there may be holes in your collection right now, but that doesn't mean they'll always be there. And in the meantime, you have other things that you can collect. Or if you don't want to collect other things, then wait. Waiting makes things sweeter. When it finally shows up, the rush is just out of this world. Christina Payne's here. Hey, Christina. Haven't heard from you in a while. Moving right along. Moving right along. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. I don't know what the box office results have been on that one, but I'd be interested to find out. I think that I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I mean, I haven't had a chance to see it yet. I'm just kind of waiting for a time when I think I'll have time next week. Like, Sideshow is officially closed on Monday. I'll probably work anyway, but maybe just not work a full day and take a break and go see Avatar. But yeah, I mean, what I've seen of it, what everybody's talking about, the effects are just next level. There are some parts where you're just like, is that really CGI? So I'm excited for that. And there's a guy who is notorious, that I follow on YouTube, is notoriously harsh. Sometimes I feel like he's notoriously harsh about films that I enjoy. But he went to see it and he's raving about it. And I totally expected a completely different response from him. So if he's digging it, and I'm talking about not just the special effects, he's digging the story. And he's talking about how the movie made him feel the way that he felt about characters that were just introduced. So with praise like that come from that sort of an individual, then I'm confident that I'm going to really enjoy it. And all my friends who have gone to see it love it. So. Oh, yeah, mine's coming. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but it's coming today. In fact, depending on how quickly the UPS guy gets here, it may show up during the live stream. That'd be something new. Never done that on the live stream before. Yes, exactly. He gets it. Look at this. He totally gets it. It's true. Yeah, is that what you call it? The mausoleum? I call mine the situation room. It's a holdover from when I was married, but we used to call my collectibles room the situation room because they created a situation between me and my wife. See how that ended. Da Bear liked it. That's all you need to know. That's it. Done. Hey, Brandy Woods. Nara has a crochet Grogu. Nice. Huh. Yeah, I don't know that speaks to the quality of the film. I think that probably speaks more to the time. But then again, a lot of people went to see Black Panther. So, I don't know. Which one is it? Hard to say. Hard to say. I think that for myself, one of the reasons that I haven't gone yet is because everybody's freaking sick. And I just don't want to expose myself to it, in fact, if I can avoid it. That's why I'm waiting until like a 10 a.m. showing a week after it debuts, or 2 weeks after it debuts, so that the audiences have died down. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see. I've effectively evaded COVID for, what is it now, 3 years? I'd like to keep that up. And it's not like I'm being extra careful. I still party with no mask. Yeah, do that. Let me know. I'd love to hang out with you guys again. Maybe this time we can catch, get some food and some drinks afterwards or something, assuming we're not too full of popcorn. Trying to remember what else I wanted to talk about. What are we now? An hour into the live stream? Uh-oh. Slide into those PMs. That was inappropriate. Oh, now you're speaking my language, bro. People, if you're ever in St. Louis and have time only to stop at one place, and if your thing is cheeseburgers, then go to Max Local Eats. It's right by Forest Park. Yeah, Forest Park. For some reason, my mind wanted to switch to Central Park there. But it's right by Forest Park, and legitimately the best cheeseburger I've had in my life. In fact, now I'm tempted to go today. I'm taking the weekend for myself. This is my weekend. I'm not doing anything work-related. I've been working weekends away for the past 2 weekends, I think. 3 weekends, something like that. Not this weekend. Not this weekend. Spider-Man Homecoming last night. The first time I saw it, I liked it, but after rewatching it's such a... Yeah, dude. I feel like it gets better with subsequent viewings. Like the shock and awe of actually having the other two Spider-Men show up is not diminished by follow-up viewings, is it? It's still just like, even though you know it's coming and you know when it's coming, you're just like, everything about it is just perfect. The interactions between the three Spider-Men, I mean, they couldn't have done any better. That's why I'm really excited. That guy's the guy that's doing Skeleton Crew. So that, I don't know. Oh, Homecoming. Sorry. Yeah. More coffee. Actually, I do need more coffee. Sit tight. All right. How many people did we lose? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I legitimately do. I haven't thought of Christmas all Christmas season. I haven't. I bought one gift. I bought a gift for my aunt. Really pricey bottle of wine. That's it. I'm not into Christmas. I mean, I expect no gifts, and yeah, well, I guess I bought for my aunt. Sweet old lady. Overpriced eggnog. If you can, do it. It tastes like they've added the ice cream already. Brandy. God, all right, here we go. Yes. UPS tracking number from Sideshow Incorporated, delivering today, 10:45 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. Signature required. Wow. I've got more coming too. Holiday gifts from Sideshow. They are sending me It's all fucked up. I've got sea salt spray in it. Yeah, Sideshow is sending me today I'm getting not gifts, purchases, but I'm getting Bo-Katan is coming in today, as well as Captain Vaughn. Yeah, looking forward to both of those. I had fun with those videos during the first looks. Great figures. Great figures. I had not ordered Captain Vaughn. I wasn't going to get him until I had my opportunity to explore that figure for the video. And it's just so good. It's just so good. The other things that are coming include Jango Fett. Finally. Oh God, what else? Chrome Clone Trooper times 2. I got 2 of those. There's one more. Christ, I can't remember what the other one is. And something else that I can't even talk about because I'm passing it on to a friend who may be in the chats. So yeah. Oh, dude, I know. In fact, yeah, talk to Brandy Woods about that one. Brandy, you want to tell everybody that story? Anyway, I'm going to come back here because we were talking about Homecoming, and I'm just gonna reiterate what I said. I mean, I can do a cut and paste from my analysis of No Way Home and attach it, cut out the segments dealing with the multiple Spider-Man and attach it to Homecoming, and it's the same thing. I just feel like those 3 movies are just a perfect trilogy. Really, man, so good, so good. Perfect casting in Tom Holland. I mean, the guy was a Spider-Man geek all of his life, and he's a gymnast. Have you guys watched those videos of him actually doing the flips? It's incredible. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff where they're shooting like the pre-blue screened, the pre-CGI'd scene, and he's like bouncing off of trampolines and doing actual flips, and they're recording this stuff. It's actually him doing the stuff. So yeah. And again, I'm horrible with names, but the director who is now running Skeleton Crew, I have absolute faith in his ability to deliver us what is basically going to be the Goonies in Star Wars. Better be pirates. Better be pirates. No. Still not drinking at home. Although New Year's Eve is coming up. And I have an invitation to go to a party. And I think I'm going to accept it. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be, they're actually going to have Shake Shack. They're going to be serving, they're going to be catering, Shake Shack is catering the event. So it'll be fun. Oh, you did? On purpose? On purpose? Like, yeah, I was just channel surfing and this thing came up and I was watching it and it looked good and it was fun. At the end of it, I was like, wow, what was that? And it was a Hallmark channel. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm actually going to hold off on watching any Hallmark movies. I don't know. That's a good choice. That's a really good choice. And I think that pops up in a lot of people's top 5. I don't know if it's in mine or not, but it's up there. It's up there for me. Really, really love it. No, it's in its base form. It's just, I don't even know what goes into making it in its base form. Is there actual egg in eggnog? I don't know. I don't care. It's delicious. You could tell me there was moose piss in it and I'd be like, it's great. Oh, yeah? Yeah, man, I get that. It hasn't felt like Christmas for me since my mom died in 2017. She was really the impetus behind all of our Christmas celebrations. She organized everything. She got everything decorated, got everything right, had the cooking down. And she died suddenly. And it was like, that was one of my first thoughts. You know, once the whole shock of the announcement settled in, I was just like, fuck, what's Christmas going to be like? What's the point of Christmas? And I've kind of walked with that. Kind of rolled with that ever since. Not like suddenly. It just as time goes on and you're just like, yeah, it's exactly as I predicted. Christmas is not as magical anymore without mom in it. But whatever you're going to do. Oh. Wow, okay. So you can tell me. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. I have not ordered any MDLX figures. I'm still limiting myself to the actual DLX figures, which I think that the all right. I've got Optimus from Revenge of the Fallen coming in. I think I actually announced that last week, but yeah, I think that's going to be coming in. If not first week of January, then maybe second or third. Not sure how long it's going to take to get here. That's all up to me. Is it John Watts? I think it is John Watts. I feel like it's John Watts. But, in case I'm wrong, let's go ahead and head on over to IMDb and Google. I mean, search. Is it really still Googling if you're doing it on a completely different website? Yeah, there we go. I forgot Jude Law was in it. All cast and crew. Yeah, John Watts is the series director. So, yeah. Who's Christopher Ford? It's got him listed as the #1 writer there. What's he known for? Oh, Spider-Man Homecoming. That's promising. And a trove of stuff that I've never heard of. But, wow, that could be fun. All right, way cool. Good on you guys. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Didn't know that. Yeah, talented dude. A nice guy. He's got an episode of Hot Ones. Worth checking out. He's a lot of fun. No. Really? I had no idea. Nobody tells me anything. Least of all Polly. Yeah. Oh, retracted messages. I love retracted messages. Well, that's interesting. And concerning. Because Fantastic Four is a pretty... That's a benchmark... that is a benchmark Marvel product. And if he's turning that down to focus on... I don't know. I just think it's the whole notion of Skeleton Crew is a lot of fun. So I could see why he would even want to walk away from that just because it'd be a lot of fun. But there's a lot of stigma attached to Fantastic Four after the 2 incarnations from Fox. So yeah, I can see filmmakers being a little bit hesitant to engage with that product. I think it's got potential, and I think it will, if done properly, it's going to be amazing. As we saw when Jonathan Hickman wrote the series back in the aughts, or was it the teens? The first 20 years of the 21st century have started to blend together for me. That's a product of age. So all you young ones, watch out. Dude, egg, milk, sugar, ice cream. Which one do you use the most of? Is it milk or sugar? Got it. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, it's hard, dude. It's hard. I don't care how old you get. Becoming an orphan is not easy. I was, how old was I in 2017? 46. And my dad had died 8 years before that. So yeah, when your parents are gone, I don't care how old you are, it hits you. It hits you. Yeah, I did. I got Optimus. I was really, really happy about that. Yeah. It'll be coming. Pretty stoked. There aren't many DLX figures that I don't have. Or at least don't have coming. The one I missed out on, and I hope I can snag it off of the wait list, is Bumblebee from the last night, because it would be kind of cool. There's the photographer in me really wants to get a shot of that Bumblebee battling that Optimus Prime. And dudes, that Optimus Prime from the last night is just amazing. Great, great figure. In fact, I don't even think Super Producer Sam is a fan of the Bay films. I think I would imagine it's safe to say that he's not, but I could be wrong. I don't want to misquote him here, but I don't frequently get private messages from Sam after I've done a video, especially not that are enthusiastic. But he was so enthused about this video of Optimus Prime, so enthused. Boyfriends of Christmas Past. That sounds fun. Caffeinate me. God, I wish I had something here to show off. Hang in there, people. It's going to get fun again. Going back to meddling suits. I would love to see the original cut of Fantastic. What? Which one is that? Oh! The one by... What's his name? Who's since been ostracized from Hollywood because of his reaction to it. Yeah, same. Again, that's just another example of suits interfering and potentially ruining a film, just making it more vanilla. But I think that his approach of doing for really focusing on the body horror of it all, you can tell that was just cut short. You can just tell it was cut short, and they were probably going to draw that out. What wound up happening to that film was regrettable. I think they should have let him do what he was going to do. It's we'll never know. Because I mean they're never going to show it now. Yeah, it's a shame, because I think it would have been something interesting, something new, and I think that came from a perspective that, hey, don't do anything. I don't want to say reckless, but don't do anything risky. Don't take any risks with this. We gotta generate money from this property. Well, now people are getting tired of the same old thing. Episode 8. Yeah, I think so. At the time, when you start doing, when there's a movement like that in cinema, like what we saw with comic books, think of how long that took to progress. And I'm just going to start with Blade, because in my mind, that's when somebody actually first started taking a comic book movie seriously. And then you saw people like waking up to the fact that, okay, there's a market here. And so they started exploring it. And it took literally at least a decade before we really saw that's a decade later. That's when we saw the Marvel Universe happen, the Marvel Cinematic Universe happen. And as with any new movement, you're going to have, until you actually find the people who get it and understand it well enough to transition it from the comic book medium into the cinematic medium, then there are going to be some stumbles. And there were some stumbles. Could the Fantastic Four movies have been better? Sure. Anything could be better. Except Homecoming. But for the time I enjoyed it. I recently tried to rewatch Rise of the Silver Surfer and couldn't get through it. But there were still some things that I enjoyed. It wasn't that I hated it, it's just that I was distracted and just walked away. Like I've got things I gotta do. Sign for it. Bring it inside, set it by the front door, ignore it for a week. Realize that it's in the way, throw it in the basement. Sits there for a month. Go to a live stream or two here. Get reminded that I have it. Forget about it for another 2 weeks. Get reminded that I have it on another live stream. Go downstairs, open it up, say, "Oh, that's neat," and put it back in the basement. Yeah. That would be funny though. Yeah. That's a good question. That's a question that probably should have been saved for the Hot Ones episode, when I would have been much more entertaining. That's yeah, I don't know if they will or not. But the reason I bring up the question is because of the use of the word again. Because I know that that's a 3-0 figure. So are there more of them out there? Are you asking if 3-0 may produce more? Because I don't know their process of limiting figures. If there's a high enough demand, will they do another run? Don't know. I'd be curious to find out though. Oh, easily, bro. Easily 15 to 30 minutes. I need an hour. Definitely. And that's if I'm not making a video of it. Yeah, especially if I'm planning to display it. I was only half joking about the whole setting it aside because I'm out of space. I'm out of space right now, and I've still got figures coming in. So, not as many as I used to, but it's still enough. Redeemer 23 Collectibles is in the house. Thanks, man. Yeah. I am not my own favorite poser. These days. A lot of people out there better than me. But, yeah, I could think of two offhand. One was in the chats earlier. He's probably still driving down the road looking at you, Ahmed. Texting. Patrick. Huh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should have eaten more before I started this live stream. I'm getting pretty peckish. The eggnog is helping. What'd you have for breakfast? Eggnog. As one should. There's eggs in it. There's milk in it. There's carbs in it. Is eggnog the perfect breakfast food? I think that's a legitimate question that needs to be addressed. I can literally chug that shit and not feel bad about it in any way. Bad Wolf Media is here. Hello. Yeah, man. Merry Christmas. Go to any good shows lately? Which one did you get? Inquiring minds want to know. Hopefully I catch the comment later on down the line. Oh, travel. Is he the director of the Bumblebee film? I do too, man. I love that. Oh, and I just now realized I'm only seeing the top chat, not the live chat. So, oh my God, I've missed so many fucking questions. Holy crap. Oh my God, that's insane. I'm so sorry, everyone. That's just crazy how different it is when you put it onto live chat instead of top comments or whatever the hell it's called. That's so lame. I can't believe they default to that. It's really annoying. Oh, see, like things like that. That's a great comment. That's a great thing to know. See, I try to enrich myself with these live streams. I'm not doing it to give you people info. I'm just trying to find out what's up. I guess I didn't miss as many as I thought I did. There are still quite a few, though. Uncomfortably too many. This is one of my favorite songs on this playlist, by the way. So if I tune out, it's probably because I'm just being distracted. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. The thing about the comic book medium is that while it assists with your residual image of what is transpiring in motion in any given scene, like the linear path that the narrative is following, you only get snapshots of that narrative. So your mind fills in the rest, what happened between panel 1 and panel 2, and then I'm moving on to panel 3. Your mind fills in the rest. What the details that you don't get in comic book art are fleshed out in your own head. So when you think of that transition from comic book art to the cinema, to the big screen, then you have a preconceived notion in your head of what that's going to look like and what that's going to feel like and how the actors are going to behave and how they're going to sound, their voices, everything. All of a sudden, that contrast, what you see on screen, contrasts with what you expected to see, and then bias takes over, and that's all she wrote. It's done. It is basically a liquid donut. It is. And it's not fried. So, bonus. You know, we're talking about, Brandy Woods brought up daylight savings time and the abolishment of daylight savings time. I think we need a bill in Congress to make eggnog no longer seasonal. Looking at you, politicians. As always. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's right. Yeah. Did you send me a photo of it last week? I think you did. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's really, really gorgeous. That print just screams Optimus Prime. I don't think you could get a better Optimus Prime pose, painting, composition. Everything about it is just textbook Prime. Really. When I think of Optimus Prime in my head, that's exactly what I think of. Somebody's holy crap and Patrick. Oh, dude, that's legit. Props, man. Props. Indeed. Oh, Steve. What's up, dude? And again, everybody in the chats, if you're just now tuning in, I have done my best to try to keep up with the chats. It's very, very difficult, and I just found out that I was being limited by YouTube on that, so I've made the adjustment. I'm seeing everything now, but I'm never going to be able to go back and catch everybody's comments. Did I really? Son of a bitch. Looks like I missed a couple of super chats. I mean, I know I got one from TK421, and I talked about that. Is that the one you mean? Let's see. Yeah, they're not popping up in my regular stream. Oh yeah, you did. Oh, you did. Look at you. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, $5 super chat from Keith Lee that I can't find in the actual stream here. Oh geez, yeah, it doesn't go all the way up to the top. That sucks. Why would they not like me? Yeah, okay, I got Keith. There's $5 super chat from Keith Lee, $4.49 from TK421 Collectibles. And that's all that I'm seeing. I hope, yeah. That's more than enough. You never go into a thing like this expecting the super chats, but they are always greatly appreciated. That's how we get the tunes. I'm gonna have to re-up my subscription to that soon. So, let's drag all the way down to the bottom here. Oh no! Really? Why would they not want photographers? That's free press. Maybe they have their own and they just want to control their own. That actually makes sense. If you have the ability to do that, why wouldn't you? But not a lot of people can afford their own photographers. I keep thinking of Ghost. Like my dream would be to actually get in and photograph a Ghost ship. I've kind of done that with phones and but it's not the same, as you know. I was able to get a camera into Black Rebel Motorcycle Club at the Troubadour and got some great shots of them. God, what was that? That was like a little Nikon point and shoot. And I guess they just weren't frisking me. I had VIP, so maybe that had something to do with it. But yeah, great show. If you've never been to a show at the Troubadour, I mean, you're stepping like into another world when you do something like that. I mean, I can just imagine if you're going to a show at the Troubadour, the Whiskey, all those classic places, the Palladium. That's like walking into a place where time is just, I don't want to say time is stopped, but you can just sense this. I mean, if you're at least familiar with the history behind that place or those places, then you feel like a connection with all the acts that have played there before. You walk into the Troubadour and or the Whiskey, and you're just like, this is where the freaking Doors played, you know? Come on. Atta girl. Atta girl. Hello, Horror Collections. This is interesting. It's something that that never gets addressed, but there is no such thing as a tamale. My American friends. The singular for tamales is a tamal. Keep that in mind. Ooh, that's wise. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to... I'll stop wasting the politicians' time and actually just learn how to make my own. Thank you. I've been drinking so much. All the weight that I lost, I'm gonna gain it back. Eggnog. Drinking so much eggnog, just to be clear. Oh, I haven't been on Your Geek Side show in a long, long time. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a compartmentalization decision on my part. I don't want to step on anybody's toes there. Let them do the talking. That's their job. I did just say Keith Lee did a super chat, right? Okay, cool. Tommy K's gone? We'll miss you, man. Yeah, you know, this is interesting. I'm glad you brought this up, because I was actually just thinking about G.I. Joe last night. Maybe it was in the wee hours of the morning. The nighttime blends together for me because I have to get up in the middle of the night and take care of my dog. Every night I have to get up at like 2 a.m. for like an hour. And I was thinking about G.I. Joe and Transformers and just how they are the perfect franchises to combine, right? I mean, seriously, Decepticons, Cobra, G.I. Joe, Autobots. They blend so perfectly with each other. Seriously, I would like to see if they were ever going to do a decent, a really good G.I. Joe series. Proper G.I. Joe series. Where it's not like trying to be campy or anything like that, but just trying to make it awesome. For lack of a better word. I would love to see them combine that. I would love to see them combine that. Oh, I'm not mad at you. Not mad at you. That's okay. You contribute by being here. I sincerely feel that way. And not just about you, about many. All, in fact. It was not always such. But now I do. Yeah, dude. Yeah. There's a simple way to fix that. Go out and educate yourself. If you have any natural writing talent, then go out and educate yourself and actually work your way through the ranks until you get to a point where somebody actually is paying attention to your work and they want you to do the next chapter in the Star Wars saga. Do that. Sounds easy. I got to contribute. Original Sideshow Mythos. That's canon. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it works. It works. Because otherwise, how do you make sure that you're not how do you make sure somebody's not going to get a photograph of you picking your nose or scratching your butt or something like that? Ah, you son of a bitch. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's a good show. First 3 songs, were you required to cut it off at that point? Or did you just say, all right, I've got enough, and then move on to watch the rest of the show? Or what did you do? I'm kind of curious about that. AJ Agrusa has contributed. We got a super chat from AJ. Thank you, AJ. Right on, man. Should I do a spin? Oh, wow. I'm going to fall over one of these days doing that. This thing is not entirely stable. It's like an asteroid with a space slug in it. Oh, yeah, I'm working with Sideshow. But Sideshow's a big company. It's not like a bunch of people sitting in a room. It's big. And the departments, well, there's different departments, and social media is not my department. So I don't jump in there. It's not my job to do that. So rather than be presumptuous, I just duck out of it. I just want to let the people who are paid to do so control that narrative. If they want to invite me onto any of the social media channels to do something, then obviously, yeah, I'm more than willing to do it. But at this point, I think they've got their hands full with doing what they're doing. Oh, yeah? That's interesting. Did he really? That's fun. That would have been during the dark times after my G.I. Joe comic book days were the 80s, and they ended long before the 80s did. So, and that's really my jam. The comic books, much like with Transformers, the comic books were also my jam. Not so much the animated series. I remember the first time I saw the animated series, I was so excited, but then I watched it and I was like, why are they shooting laser guns? Yeah, yeah, like, what was it? Court of the Dead? Yeah. Well done. I love the word use. Love the verbiage. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. That's exactly the way I thought of it. What is it, Nest? Okay. Instead of Nest, you have G.I. Joe. Right? Yeah. And there's always a human helping the Decepticons, right? Well, I guess that really wasn't so much of a thing until later on, but yeah, frequently there are humans who are helping the Decepticons. And yeah. It's a bit more than that. And sometimes it doesn't feel like playing. It's definitely work, dude. Yeah, the stress levels the past 3 days were high. I'm exhausted. I'm ready for the next 2 days to be off, and maybe even 3. I don't know. I mean, I need money, but and then there are still deadlines. How to Be a Poser episodes to shoot. What's this? My friends from California keep messaging me, hey, is your power still on? I'm like, it wasn't an ice storm, bro. It's oh, that's fun. That's something to look forward to. Thank you. All right, what time is it? 11 o'clock? Dude. And it takes up so much time. Now, the thing about that is that I hyperfocus. For those of you who do not know, Terry is ADHD. But when I edit video, I freaking hyperfocus. And the challenge for me is actually staying focused on the shooting, because it can oftentimes be unpleasant. Because I've got a monitor and everything, and I'll think that I've got the shot, and then I'll drag it back and I'll start editing, and I'll edit stuff in, and then I'll go back and review it, and I'll be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Because I have to script because of the way that my setup is. The audio in that studio is echoey. There's a lot of room reverb going on there. And they finally called me out on it after a while. I was fixing it in post, but they called me out on it after a while and said, can you do something like build a sound studio in your closet or something? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And I did, and it sounds so much better now. I'm glad that we did it. I happen to have a microphone that I bought that I wasn't using, and it just lives in that studio now. And but the thing of it is that because of the scripting, sometimes I have to go back and reshoot because something doesn't align, and that gets tedious. Frequently, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be like sitting down editing, and I like the editing process to go smoothly, as most people do. But when it doesn't, I get stressed. Anyway, I was having a hard time. This week. But it's done. And it's sufficient. It's not what I wanted it to be, but it's sufficient. I was really going to go all in on this one. Oh, that's fun. Huh. I guess that doesn't surprise me. Thanks, Greg. I'll have to check that out. I'm very curious. Happy Christmas, man. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Yes, that's true. That's very, very true. Yeah, I remember that. And you can tell. You can hear it in those voices. So you get 2 for 1. Come on. I'm really, really anxious for 3.0 to do a star screen. I feel like not Jetfire. Oh God, what's the name of the freaking jet from Bumblebee? Yeah, well, I feel like he was like a practice run. Anyway. No, dude. That's how it's been with How to Be a Poser until now. Now I'm editing How to Be a Poser as well. But for the first looks, that's a one-man show. They send me the figure, I shoot it, I edit it, I send it off to them for approval, I re-edit, and whatever. There's a whole process. But yeah, that's I do it all here. Yeah. I don't think that's breaking any. Yeah, I think it's. I don't think anybody can say that I'm doing any behind-the-scenes conversations with that, and if they can, they're wrong, or if they do, they're wrong. Anybody can talk about what their job is. Like, yeah, I shoot and edit video. Yeah. Maybe. I haven't seen the past couple. They're just exhausting. It's hard to keep up with. Thank you, Blitzwing. Jeez, that figure's in my bedroom. That's how much I like that figure. Oh, easily. Yeah. Now, when I'm doing one of my big set photos that I do with multiple figures in an environment, when I construct an environment and everything, that can take a long time to set up. Trying to compose in camera and all that just takes a long time. And then you do a shot and you look at him like, yeah, I can tweak that, and I could tweak that some more, and that time does add up. But yeah, for just your garden variety photo, if there is such a thing. Yeah, people who are... I often wonder about... Because I see a lot of photographers out there who are clearly underpricing their work. And I'm like, how are you making a living? You know, where do you find the time to actually earn money? Because you're not making money off of what you're charging. It doesn't make any sense to me. At least not enough to, like, retire. Isn't that the end game? Thank you, Dob. Thank you. Yes, of course you would, one way or the other. I would like to see Sergeant Slaughter actually straight up wrestle one of the smaller Decepticons. Yeah. Like Mohawk. From which movie was that? That was from The Last Night. Boy, I watched that again the other day. That was yeah, the presence of the Decepticons, that just kind of like came and went, man. They released all those Decepticons from prison and gave them to Megatron, and they just got wiped out in the first altercation. I love the Bayformers films, guys. They're just so much fun. Yeah, I would lose interest in that probably, to be honest. But I lost interest anyway, so who cares, right? Flying Fight is here. Hey, Alex, good to see you. Flying Fight. Alex is one of my oldest collecting friends from back in the days of the Sideshow Freaks Forum when we just basically did Lord of the Rings stuff. Thank you. Hey, all right, man. I was gonna end it like 5 minutes ago. I'm glad I didn't. Paulie's in the house, everybody. The man who needs no introduction, Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated, Paul Sun-Hyun Lee. Man, yeah, Merry Christmas, dude. First Christmas in a new house. What's that like? That's got to be fun. I mean, since you have family and everything, that kind of was what makes it, right? That's kind of what makes Christmas. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, man, Sarge Slaughter going toe to toe with Ravage. Paul, we're talking about the combination of Transformers and G.I. Joe and how they just mesh really, really well together. Thank you for throwing me under the bus, Brandy. Thank you so much. Yeah. This is another one of those Baron Zemo moments. Zemo got his meme. I want my meme. Interesting. I tried to get back into the comic books at some point while I was still working at Sideshow, and there was some cool stuff, great art going on. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, exactly. I want to say that I dipped my toe in that too. I just don't know for sure. And I've got so many boxes I would have to go through to confirm it. I'm sure that it can be accessed elsewhere, but man, I just, I don't know, just a little bit of a recap. I just had this thought last night. I've watched the first 5 Transformers films from Michael Bay, which is all of them from Michael Bay, in the past week and week and a half, something like that, in the evenings. Just binged them, and I forgot how delightful they were. I mean, I knew I enjoyed them, but I really just I feel like they actually gain a little bit with every one, with every viewing. Opinions are going to vary on that, I realize. We talked about that too, the bias that comes from having a preconceived notion in your head of what something's going to look like when it makes the transition from comic books to big screen. Whew. Should breathe when I talk. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I totally remember that. Ah, nostalgia. Was that in the 80s? It wasn't the 90s? Okay. Then I probably do have it. I gave away all my G.I. Joe issues. Questionable decision. But I gave them away to one of the guys that works at Sideshow, who's a big G.I. Joe fan. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I actually quote those comics quite frequently, and it probably slides under most people's radar. Yeah, but there are still some outstanding quotes from that comic book that I remember to this day, and I use them on a regular basis. Do that. Oh! Sick burn, bro. Sick burn. Although I feel like, as he does, I feel like Anthony Hopkins really brought something to the 5th film that we hadn't quite seen. There was definitely a gravitas to it, to certain elements of it, when he just sinks down into his, digs deep and pulls out that Anthony Hopkins quality that he has. And then also when he's just being goofy, when he's just having fun. I mean, come on. The fact that they got him to be in that movie, I think speaks mostly to his qualities as a human being, of what he'd be like to hang out with. This is a great trip down memory lane, and this is another one of those things where I should probably, if I'm planning on talking about something, I should probably do a little bit more homework and have some images prepared to show you guys. Like, oh, what is it? There it is. Let's bring that back up. Again, these are photographs from my neighborhood. It's freaking cold here, people. It is freaking cold. Yeah. Photograph number 2 from my neighborhood. Try to see if I have any more. Winter. Nope, none. That's it. That's it. All right. Oh, the Takara Transformers. I know of them, but I'm not really familiar. Again, my Transformers gem is very specific. It's comic books from the 80s and movies from the aughts and the teens. Yeah. What's that? You're sending me dump trucks full of money? It's a Christmas miracle. I believe that it's because I believe that's not to do with me. That's to do with YouTube. I don't even know if Paul is a. I don't even know if Paul is a moderator on my channel. Yeah. If so, you know, if not, I'm sorry. I can probably fix that. Get out. Get out. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that's celebrity verification. And thank you, Keith. Thank you. Yes, that's right out of my... That's right through the door to my studio. In Charlotte. Yeah, the Charlotte studio. Because I have multiple studios. I've actually segued my... I've actually got my... on Facebook, at the very least, I actually have my photography, my figure photography broken into phases. There's the sideshow phase, obviously. But then there's the phase after I left Sideshow full-time employment in 2016, which I called Toys, Cheap Lights, and a Filthy Garage. Because my studio was in the garage. And that was an interesting time. That was an interesting time because it would get cold sometimes and would definitely get hot. But that was a lot of fun. And then when we moved to Charlotte, it became Southern Fried Collectibles Photos, which, I don't know. North Carolina's not exactly all that southern. I don't think. Well, look who just got home from the gym. Nice of you to join us, Allie Lee. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hopefully see you again soon. God, horrible, dude. Horrible. Horrible. My dogs are just like, nope. Nope, nope, nope. All done. Anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, just a reminder to people who may be joining us for the first time, but I am going to be doing a supplemental live stream, if not next week, then the week after that, in which I sample all of these. All of these. And while we got Polly in the house, this is a good time to bring this up. But yeah, this is the... These are the sauces from season 19 of Hot Ones. And I'm going to be doing a live stream in the very near future in which I torture myself with them. Yeah. It turns out that all of them up to here are actually lower in heat than my day-to-day, which is this Trader Joe's habanero sauce, which is 78,800 Scoville units. But yeah, I'm going to be doing my own Hot Ones thing. I'm going to... The goal is to try to figure out the logistics of having somebody actually interview me, because my real joy that I get from watching Hot Ones is not watching people torture themselves with wings. I'm not a sadist, people. But no, it's to do with the interview process and the questions that they come up with and the research that they do, and it's very much, there's a lot that modern day journalists could learn by watching Sean Evans and interview people on Hot Ones. Paul, if you have the opportunity, you should definitely take it. Are you a spicy food guy? And if you are, how do I not know this? Yeah, but if you have the opportunity to get on there, please take it. I would love to watch you on that show. Yeah. He's going to be way too busy. He's going to be way too busy. Yeah, it's true, dude. I mean, it's... Seriously. I mean, I was a journalist in another life, and legitimately my judgment of journalists can be pretty harsh. Every time I hear a question, and one of the guys brings this up, like they're interviewing an actor from a film, and their questions revolve around things like who would win in a fight, Captain America or the Hulk. I'm like, come on, do your freaking homework. Or are you just coming up with, you pulling this out of your ass? Because that's what it sounds like. Probably also what it smells like. Oh, dude. Yeah, is that a thing? Yeah, I suppose so. I actually was having some chili last night with this in it, and yeah, I got a little bit in my beard. That's a hot tip. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks. That might have been a sweet save. That's why Sean keeps shaking up the bottle all the time, I guess. So, yeah. That's nice to know. That's nice to know. And that's true, too. That's true. He really does read the room, so to speak, when he's conducting his interview. And he knows how to... He's flexible. He's fluid. And he can just flow with whatever his interview is doing. There's been a time or two where I've just been like, ooh, wow, that was harsh. But I think you have to have some thick skin if you're going to go on a show about eating spicy wings. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let's work on this, because the questions are going to have to be vetted, obviously, because there are certain questions that I won't be able to answer, and I can't be doing that a lot, wiping my eyes. Maybe let's start thinking about, like, in the comments here, if you have an opportunity, like maybe in the comments, or maybe I'll just start a post on the community tab in YouTube, inviting people to drop some questions. What's some deep dive stuff about me that you'd be interested in knowing? Or just have me talk about stuff. Particular topic. What are your thoughts on something specifically? Or maybe I'll be able to get like a journalist friend of mine to come in and do it. And again, I think it's just going to be a matter of having them be in the chats and just lobbing me the questions in the chats. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh. Did that piss him off? I feel like I've seen that, and I feel like he got pissed. Like he walked out. But I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway. So anyway, that's where we're at here. And, yeah. Paulie, you missed I'll send it to you. I don't want to reread this. It's tedious. We've already been through this, but yeah, fuck it. I'll do it anyway. That's cold. That's cold, but I love it. So anyway, watched Knives Out yesterday again, and people who have been here the whole time. First of all, wow, impressive. But second of all, watched the new Knives Out film. I said episode, but the new Knives Out film yesterday, and one of the characters had this quote. It's a lengthy one. If you want to shake things up, you start with something small. You break a norm, an idea, a convention, some little business model. But you go with things that people are kind of tired of anyway. Everybody gets excited because you're busting up something that everyone wanted broken in the first place. That's the infraction point. That's the place where you have to look within yourself and ask, am I the kind of person who will keep going? Will you break more things? Break bigger things? Are you willing to break the thing that nobody wants you to break? And I feel like that was Rian Johnson saying that was what my thought process was when I was making The Last Jedi. Yeah. I'd be curious to have if I was interviewing Rian Johnson during Hot Ones, that would be my question for him. Thanks, Brandy. We'll talk. We don't talk about Willow. No, no, no. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, that did sound familiar, and it was the way the guy handled it was just poor form. I know the British press can be freaking vicious, but seriously, come on. Good luck with that. I'm not that bad. Still I haven't watched the past 2 episodes. I won't. Yeah, no one will be able to find that. There is no such thing as a copy of that exists outside of these walls. Nice. Oh, there you go. I actually haven't done a deep dive in my gram. My Instagram these days is exclusively related to photos of hot. Holy crap! nude photo of a friend just popped up on Instagram. Yeah. Not what I expected to see today. And another one. Wow. Okay. Is that a thing that can happen? Okay. Clearly it can't. But I'm looking at the wrong page. I need to be looking at my own. Let's see. If you go back far enough in my Instagram, then you will find more personal fodder. And I'm just checking right now to see if it's worth even looking at. God, it's a way far back. Yeah, there's pictures of dogs. There's pictures of stuff on my table. There's pictures from Celebration. Yeah, there could be some fun stuff there. Pictures of trees. Pictures of Ghost. Aw. Pictures of my ex. Oh, man. Yeah, there could be some. It's not really that amazing, guys. It's mostly just dogs. Dogs, my wife. Yeah, not a lot of fun. Although there is this. Yeah, that could be fun. Anyway. But enough. It is going on 2 hours since the stream began, so I need to start thinking about wrapping it up. Right? Yeah. It's a woman I used to work with back in the day. She's an artist, photographer. Yeah, but... Oh, wow. You should be. I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, let's get some cheeseburgers, dude. I'm tired of being cheeseburger free. Anyway, but I do have some things I got to do here today. First of all, I have not cleared the snow and ice off of my driveway yet, which might explain why I haven't been off the property. Car's in the garage though, so this should be okay. So I've got stuff to do there. I've got laundry to do, and I've got just a day to have for myself just to get this place back in looking like a human lives here. And yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Got this really melodramatic, almost Russian sounding song going on here. Ooh. Ali, you missed it. I've gone through a full gallon of Oberweis eggnog this week. It's insane. I think just in the past 3 days. 4 days. 4 days. A gallon of eggnog. I'm incorrigible. Yeah, you should. Yeah, all right. Talk to me in August. Yeah. Oh, Desmond! Look at this. Thank you, man. Thank you. That brings the super chat count up to a nice level. It was already at a nice level. Every level's a nice level. Bitter Asian Dude, thanks for joining us, man. It's always a pleasure to see you here, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night if you're not too busy. Although it's Christmas, so maybe not. Yeah, you said that it's not going to be until the new year, I think, so that's fine. That's fine. I'll allow it. Yes, please let me know. That'll be a lot of fun. Wow, all of a sudden. Yeah, great stuff. Guys, yeah, again, thanks as always for making my Saturday morning brighter, especially in this holiday season that I will be spending alone. So, yeah, you guys rock. Anyway, until next time, be good to your plastic.